Welcome kindreds, it's Jessica and I have got some lovely things to show you. I've got some calendars. I know a lot of people who watch my channel bullet journal rather than use diaries and planners and things like that. So a calendar to kind of focus your moon practice and things to go along with the journaling is something that's really cool. So I've got these three gorgeous calendars to show you. They've all got astrological information in them, but there are some differences. So I wanted to show you these different ones. I did get these two were sent to me. Earth Pathways sent me this one, and Talking Tree Books, who make the Country Wisdom Folklore Diaries, sent me this one for free as well to review. They do every year, which I'm extremely grateful for because they're both absolutely lovely, like heart-centered businesses, which I really appreciate. I actually purchased this one from Astrocal. They have sent me stuff for free in the past, but it's never a very smooth process. And so I thought I'm just going to buy it and not even like, whereas the people who create these, they do usually reach out to me each year to say, would I like to have a review copy of the calendar? So I'm extremely grateful for that. But anyway, let's stop flapping talking about that stuff and let's show you. So let's do the Country Wisdom, because this doesn't even come wrapped. You can see how these are in like cellophane. This is actually, I think, recyclable. I remember asking them about this before, and it is like a recyclable film, not a landfill destined film. But Talking Trees Books, if you saw the planner review video, you'll know that they are like super dedicated to sustainability, and like they really walk their talk of that in the creation of all this stuff. So this is not wrapped, it came like this. It feels really lovely. I'll just show you. So the front is really pretty. It'd make a really nice gift actually, and it matches this year's calendar. Not calendar, this is the calendar. It matches this year's diary, and then on the back it's got like little mini pictures of all the different pictures that you're going to find in here, and it tells you how it is earth friendly and gives you a little bit of information about Talking Tree Books as well, which is really nice. You know, it is just kind of sums up exactly what we can find in here. So this one is a little bit more well, obviously more folklore based. So let me just show you what is in here. There's not this it's A4 size, so when you open it out, obviously it becomes A3 size. So just to get an idea of the sort of scale of it, you can see I'm having to like use my whole desk here to show you. So January, it gives information. So it's not just like a complete picture-based calendar, although it does have like a picture background to the thing to kind of make it pretty as well. It's more focused on the information, I would say, rather than the aesthetics of the calendar. So information about January folklore, a picture of the Mary Lloyd, which is really nice, which is a Welsh and Cornish, you know, an old Celtic Brittonic folklore custom. And then here, sorry, I had to go and answer the door. So this is the calendar layout, and you know, it's sort of typical calendar layout. So week starts on Monday, ends on Sunday. These are all in UK. These are all the UK versions of the calendar. The Astrocal does do, I believe, a US version of the calendar as well, but all the rest of them are UK based calendars. So all the times and the information, like for the what's the word I'm looking for, bank holidays and stuff, is for the UK. So bear that in mind. This is more for like a UK based situation, although obviously the dates are the same everywhere. So on every day it gives you sunrise, sunset, moonrise and moonset, which is really cool, especially if you are someone who likes to be out in nature a lot. It gives you that information. It's also got the new moon and the full moon phases on here. It has other things on here like the epiphany or old moon here. It tells you the first quarter, Burns night, like I said, it's got sort of like celebrations and things like that on here too, 12th night, that kind of thing. But it doesn't have the moon sign, because this is not intended as like a moon calendar. It's more intended as like a country wisdom and folklore calendar, obviously, you know. So if that is what you're after, this is really lovely. And like a funny little quote at the bottom here: if grass looks green in January, 'twill look the worse all year. So you don't want green grass in January. And then February, again, information about February, and a nice image as well to go along with it. And then very similar format, you know, we've got the quote here again. It has got these little holes as well, so you can hang them up. I usually put like a little ribbon through that, and so I can hang it on a hook with a little ribbon. because I just think that's nice. And again, you know, we've got the moonrise, moon set dates, we've got Candlemas, we've got Imbolc, so it has got like the pagan celebrations on here and the like folk, like the Christian celebrations, but because they have become kind of like submerged into the folklore, you know, so everything a good pagan or Brythonic based follower would want is in here. And then March, you've got, that's a lovely photograph, isn't it? Really lovely. I saw a hare last year, a baby hare. I see them sometimes like around and about, but not like up close. Whereas this one was a baby that had been left. They leave them in like a little dip in the ground, and I was quite close. And yeah, it was really, really lovely to see them up close. I didn't have a camera with me. I always regret that when I'm out walking without it, but it's nice to also walk without your phone sometimes, isn't it? We've got April. That is a fun picture as well. A green man in the lost gardens of Heligan in Cornwall. That's cool. Yeah, and a lot of these pictures, like these are obviously not these are not artwork pictures. They're like pictures of things around in the countryside. So that's kind of difference from some of the other ones as well, which I'll be showing you in a minute. April, all the things there for April. That's a really pretty background actually with the blossom. It's lovely. And then May, wow, who is this person? At Chapelporth Beach, we watched the villagers of St Agnes in Cornwall reenact the legend of Bolster, who was one of a number of Cornish giants who terrorised local communities. He became infatuated with a local village girl, Agnes, despite his already being married. This resulted in Agnes asking him to prove his love by filling a pit on the cliffs with his blood. The giant did not know that this was an impossible task because the pit opened to the sea and so could never be filled, and so died in the attempt. Oh wow. It is said that the cliffs of St Agnes, which do have a red tinge, are that colour because they are stained with his blood. So rather than your typical like maypole, that's one of the things I like about the country wisdom and folklore, is like it's definitely more unusual bits. It's not the same old stuff that you'll see in all of the kind of typical pagan folklore collections and stuff. This is like unusual little bits and pieces, which is fun, things that you wouldn't have come across before, as you know, as well as the kind of classic stuff as well, sometimes, but a lot more of the more unusual. Who doffs his coat on a winter's day will gladly put it on in May. And then we've got June, and this is near Truro, which is also Cornwall, I believe. Yeah, I think so. The calendar there for June and July. Look at that horse, gorgeous. Yeah, so it's the same format as we go through now, you know. August, the dog days they've written about in August, and oh, look at that gorgeous picture of a peacock butterfly. Wow. Yeah, lovely. The Abbots Bromley Horn Dance, which takes place in and around the village in Staffordshire in September. So yeah, they've like literally travelled around. The couple who are behind like Talking Tree Books have travelled around taking these photographs and like finding out about local folklore and legends and things like that, which is really cool. This one I think is in, or maybe it's not, maybe where did I see this before? I think it is in the diary as well, potentially. The Robber's Grave, which they were hanged without it being, they weren't actually guilty, and so grass never grew on their grave. Yeah, some good stories and things in here. Oh wow. Owl watching, more quotes as well, like some poetry and just folklore quotes. And then December, and then, so this is handy if you are a moon gardener. This is nice. So moon gardening, they always have this at the back of the Earth Pathways calendars, which is really cool. So it tells you a little bit about it, but then it's got this like key, which is really cool. So it tells you new moon, don't plant, full moon, don't plant, where the first quarter is, where the third quarter is, and it's got then the color code for the different things. So the like browny orange is lowest growth, you weed, harvest, trim, compost. So it's like, it's to do with where the elements are at the moment, and also like the phase, the way they do it. There's a few different methods of moon gardening. There's like biodynamic methods, and there's also ones which are based on slightly different systems. But yeah, this one's done more with the phases, as you can see, the way that it's like sitting out in the calendar there. And it's telling you what is also in season for the months as well to plant and harvest, which is really cool. Yeah, so it's nice. So if you're a gardener who's interested in folklore, or if you know a gardener who's interested in folklore, then this would be a really lovely gift as well, wouldn't it? Really nice. So that's available from their website, Talking Tree Books. I think also from their Etsy as well. I'll put all the links and everything in the description box down below as well. So let's have a look at the Earth Pathways. So that's really pretty. It also goes with, I haven't shown that yet because I'm still waiting on my wee moon. I'm going to do a video showing the Earth Pathways and the wee moon. I kind of see them as being kind of like similar to each other. Like the wee moon is based in the US, whereas the Earth Pathways is based in the UK again. So this is in GMT and also British summertime, whereas the summertime. And yeah, I wanted to show the two diaries side by side. But look, straight away you can see that this has got like, it's kind of got less in it, but it's more like sort of pretty for hanging on the wall, depending on what you're after, you know. It's that difference, and it's so really prettily done. They do the similar sort of thing where they take the background photo and spread it over the 2 pages. But yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's very kind of aesthetic looking. I didn't show you the back, did I? So on the back it's got like little mini pictures of the two, and it shows you a little bit about the diary as well, which, like I said, I will be showing the diary in a video that is coming up soon, hopefully soon. I've been waiting for the wee moon to be able to do that video for a while now, so hopefully that will arrive. But the post has been very erratic here in the UK at the moment, because postal workers are trying to get a fair wage basically. So yeah, so this is a poem, and they do have, this is different in that this is not created by, I mean it is created by Earth Pathways, but they ask for contributions from people. So there's poetry, there's pictures, and they've come from lots of different people, and then they kind of collect and curate them and choose how they're going to fit into the calendar. So it's a different approach to creating the calendar. And then here you can see the kind of the whole month here. Again, it's A4 size, so it opens up to A3. It's got, you can see hopefully that it's got the moon phases on here as well. So it hasn't just got the new fulls and quarters, it has got all of the moon phases, so you can see that. But it doesn't have the moon signs. It only has it's got like the sun, when the sun ingresses into the different signs. And I thought it did have like with the full moon. Am I just imagining that? Yeah, so it's got the time of the full moon, but it hasn't got the sign of the full moon, so that's interesting. So if you're just interested in the actual timings of when the moon is full, it hasn't got moonrise and moonset on here, which obviously does leave you more space for writing things on there compared to how it is in the Earth Pathways. But if you like to have that information, you know, it's quite small, so you've still got a little bit of space to write like things that are going on in it too. You know, that's why I'm showing you these, isn't it? So that you can look and see, right, which one is more suitable to my needs and which one, you know, which one do I like the best, basically. So let's just go through and have a look at February. So you've got a different bit of writing here, another poem it looks like as well. Yeah, I haven't looked through this, obviously, you just saw me took it out of the film. So I haven't looked through this properly yet. But, you know, so I'm seeing it for the first time as well. Those are really gorgeous, aren't they? Yeah, little snowdrops. It's got calendar earmark, lunar earmark, so it's got some things on here. Again, like UK based, it's got International Women's Day, obviously that's not UK based. They've chosen what things are going to go on here, which are kind of in alignment with their values, which makes sense. Bank holiday for Northern Ireland. It's got the UK mainland bank holidays in here too. Clocks go forward, which is a handy little reminder. Oh, that's a gorgeous picture for April. Yeah, so it's quite different in vibe. It feels more goddessy to me, this, which I think is probably why I find the date book and just the Earth Pathway stuff in general more of a UK counterpoint to the wee moon. Yeah, that's really lovely as well. So yeah, and they're all quite different, obviously, because it's different artists who are creating the artwork for each of these. Different artists, different authors. There is a little bit in the back as well about the authors, which I'll show you. Well, I'm assuming it's there every year, so I'm assuming that it's going to be there. That honeycomb is just gorgeous, isn't it? Behind that on July, the bees. Yeah. They're a really nice community project as well, the Earth Pathways. If you sign up for their mailing list, they send quite comprehensive and like hopeful emails, which are quite long and have lots of good information. And also, like, they do really showcase the artists that they choose as well. They've got like a whole page where they a whole like website page where they share about the artists and the authors who are in the diary, who are contributors to the diary, which is really lovely. You do get the feel of it as being like a collaborative community, a kind of people brought together because of the same kind of values, I guess. Yeah. And yeah, look, that is gorgeous. And what I tend to do after the year is finished is that I do tend to cut these up and use them then in my journaling, and especially some of these bigger pieces are really nice for art journaling as well. Wow, the sleeping dragon here. Oof, that's powerful. And then December, it's just one big, look at that. That is gorgeously done. Really nice. I love that, how it's not like these are pretty in the frames and then using the imagery, but I love that, how that's just kind of, yeah, that's gorgeous. It's got the winter solstice, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. You know, you've probably been noticing as I turn through what is kind of on here and what's not. The evolutionary wheel of the year. So these notes can be read for the cycle of the sun through the year. Okay, so it's giving you a little bit of information about, because it gives you the sign ingresses when the sun is moving into the new sign, so you can see when the sun's in Aries, sun in Venus, you know, and a little bit of information about that, which is nice. And then I think there's usually like a contributor. Oh, so phases of the moon. So it's telling you a little bit about that, because obviously they're including those in the diary too. Some notes, a notes page. And then, yeah, the contributor profile. So it tells you a little bit about, and I find it's quite fun to like chase those back then. And I like to end up following some of the artists on Instagram and stuff like that, which is really cool. Yeah, really pretty. So that is the 2023 Earth Pathways calendar. Let me know what you think. It is really pretty, isn't it? Really pretty. And last but not least, let's have a look at the Astrocal. This is their seasons and cycles. So Astrocal do a few different calendars. Those Earth Pathways just do one calendar, and Talking to You books just do the one calendar for the country wisdom and folklore. But Astrocal do a couple of options. You can get like a desk diary option. You can get, there's a few. And this one that I've chosen actually comes in 2 different sizes. This is the slightly smaller, I think, size. I can't even remember whether this one was the smaller one or the larger one now. It's just to show you the size difference. It's like slightly wider than A4, but it's obviously square. It's a square calendar, which is nice, and I've got a little spot on the wall which will go quite nicely. The reason I got this year is because I haven't bought the Astrocal Moon Diary. I usually get, and I've got it here at my desk. For quite a few years now, I've been getting this Astro Moon Diary, which I find really, really good. But since I've started getting the Honeycomb Planner, which I talked about at length in the calendars and in the diaries and date books video that I made, I decided that I didn't need to get this as well, because it hasn't got as much information in it as the Honeycomb now, because the Honeycomb is perfectly tailored to me. But I do like to use, and you can see because I've scrolled all over them, here's some that are clean, these like month at a glance pages which are in the back of the book, because I like to see the moon phases and stuff. And even though the Honeycomb has got lots of, let me see if I can show you in here, the Honeycomb, which is what I'm using instead of the Astrocal Moon Diary now, has got lunation charts in the back, if you opt for that. And it's also got, let me find a month to show you. When you see the month, you can see the moon through the months. But there's so much on here as well. I want to just, because I work so deeply with the moon, and I just prefer it, seeing it like this. So I was like, how can I still have this without having to buy the whole thing? And like, I don't really need this extra thing floating around on my desk either. So I went for this. That was a long-winded way of explaining why I personally chose to do that. So welcome, tells you a little bit about it. I haven't had this calendar before, so this is all new for me to seeing this. Again, this is a small business. It's run by Tina and Kerry, and they've been going for quite a few years now. I've been having the diary for quite a while. I was like, wow, when I first found it. It's so cool. And they've like gradually expanded into different products and stuff. So I believe that they do a American time zone version of this as well. They definitely do American time zones. I think they do 2 different time zones now. I think they do PST and EST in the Astrocal calendar. So yeah, that's worth having a look at. So January is it's like more simple and paid back, and usually all within the one color scheme. But this is why I wanted it. So this, you know, this is pretty. It looks nice. Nice, lovely illustrations, but it wasn't really for the illustrations. It was for this, is what I wanted it for. So you can see it's got the whole month laid out. Full moon really clearly done. The new moon really clearly done. It's got the sun changing signs. You can see there's the sun is in Aquarius. It's going into Aquarius 8:29. In the corners of each of the days, you can see where the moon is, moon sign. On the days where it's moving into the new moon sign, you can see where that is happening. Up here, you've got sunrise, sunset times. So it's just a lot, you know, there's a lot of stuff on this calendar. It's also got where the meteor showers are. So it tells you when the peak of the different meteor showers that happen throughout the year in the different stars, the constellations are. So yeah, glad about that, because that looks really cool. That's basically what I was after. Am I trying to, yeah, I thought I had 2 pages stuck together. So that was January. This is February. Oh, it's got a little tiny bit of in-milk information there. Obviously February is a shorter month, so it doesn't take up quite so much space on the page. There's March, and the colours are like warming up a little bit because the weather is warming up a little bit. And clocks going forward, so it has got that on there as well. I don't think it's got anything else like bank holidays or anything. We will see. It's obviously got the equinox. Oh, someone at the door again now. It's so funny. It's like it'll be all peaceful, and then I'll press record to do a video, and it'll literally be like Katie's caught here. So I love the image of this actually, and again I use these for journaling afterwards, because obviously like I won't need the calendars after the month has passed. Yeah, I'd also look, it's got the planets visible, so it's pretty much nearly all of the information that is in the Astrocal, apart from the like monthly, the start of each month. I mean, it has got little extra bits obviously in the weeks as well, but this was the other bit that I used to find really useful as well, where it tells you where the planets are this month, the planets visible. So a lot of the stuff that was in here, well, it is still in here if you buy a 2023 version, is in this calendar. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think it's basically got the stuff that I need without the stuff that I don't need, basically. So that's really pretty as well. Yeah, really nice. I'm really happy with that. May, so you can see that there's eclipses as well. Black moon. I told you a little bit about Beltane, about the eclipse. Interesting. Oh, so yeah, there's just a bit of card to keep it stiff there. Let me take that out. We're into June, halfway through. July. Yeah, I'm loving the more sunny pictures rather than the winter colours. September, so yeah, the blues and purples are creeping back in now. October, that's a fun one. That'll be a really nice inner journal page as well, when it is a basis for like an art journal page or something like that. Again, little bits about Samhain, about the eclipse, about the meteoroid showers. It's a really good like blend of astrology and astronomy. I find the Astrocal is really nice for that. November and December. So that is pretty. Oh, okay, so that is literally it. There's not, I thought they might have had like a kind of year at a glance type thing, but they obviously don't want to duplicate, I guess, too much what is in the like in the beginning of the actual diary. It actually shows you, yeah, like a year ahead. I thought that they did that in, maybe they do in a different calendar. This one is called the Seasons and Cycles, and they do, like I say, they do a few different types of calendars and things that I can get, like little desk calendars and things too, which I did think about getting, but yeah, went for this one in the end. So let me know what you think. Are you a fan of these, any of these? I think, like, even though they've got similar information in them, they're quite different as well. I tend to have like one up in the wall and on the wall in my office. This one will be the one I keep on the wall in my office, and then I use one as a family calendar. So yeah, that's what I tend to do. How do you use them? Let me know how you use them, what you think of them. And that is it for now. I'll be back to let you know about the Earth Pathways diary when I get my wee moon. And I've got some other things coming up as well, which I'll be sharing with you soon. So thank you so much for watching. Warmest blessings, and I will see you very soon.